Folks, welcome into the Financial Safari. Of course, every single week we try to bring you some relevant information about what's going on in the financial world or the world in general. And if you've ever tried to buy a car, you understand how the car world does blend into the financial world. And we've got two great gals with us today. We have Emily and Jana with Carolina Car Moms. Guys, welcome in.
Thanks for having us.
You guys have put together a fantastic little podcast that's growing and growing, and you post it on Instagram. Is it on Facebook as well?
Yes, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
YouTube.
All right, it's Carolina Car Moms on that. You just search that, it's pretty easy.
All of them.
Well, so what was, tell me your backgrounds that got you into it. Jan, we'll start with you.
I grew up, my dad was in the car business my whole life, so in the summers he would drag me back and forth to auctions. He was what we call a wholesaler, which is basically a used car salesman. And when I was young, I was so embarrassed that my dad was like a used car salesman. And now that I've grown up, I realized that was actually a pretty respectable hustle because it's on your feet a lot of the times.
Yep.
It's definitely a hustle. So when I got older, I started selling advertising and just naturally gravitated to the automotive industry.
See, I had no idea your dad was in the car business back in the day.
I didn't either.
Forever.
Marty Hensley, who works with me, he's got family in the car business, so he's helped me with some things that I didn't realize. And I even wrote about buying a car in my first book, or my second book, The Fine Print Fiasco.
You gotta read
What they
it.
don't want you to know when you buy, borrow, and invest, because a lot of mistakes are made
That's
when you
true.
buy a car. Emily,
Yes.
what's your background?
I went to cosmetology school, ended up having a freak accident and breaking my hand. So I started selling automotive glass and I was really good at it. And then I transitioned to one of my biggest colleagues who now owns 11 stores in Raleigh, and I've been in the automotive industry ever since.
That's pretty cool. So you guys both have some car experience,
We
right?
do.
So what got you the idea, though, to start the Carolina Car Moms? You guys, I mean, was it just like just talking as friends, saying, hey, we ought to do something like this, or what was the idea?
A little bit of both. When you say,
Yeah, we get asked constantly from friends and family how to approach the car buying and what cars are good and what cars fit the car seats for growing families and all the questions. And so we thought it'd be really good to kind of just make that into an informational hobby where we help people and show them these are how the car seats fit in the cars and this is what to do and how to prepare for your appointment at the dealership.
From a woman's point of view.
absolutely, from a mom, from a woman, I feel like a lot of women feel kind of nervous going into a very masculine environment. You know, a car dealership is not the ideal female environment, and we want to make sure that these women feel empowered to go in there and buy a car.
It's always been looked at as a man's job to go buy the car because we
Absolutely.
know how to kick the tires better.
Absolutely. I think we know how to kick the tires better.
What does kicking the tire have to do with anything, though? But that's what I always
Nothing.
do when I go to the
Yeah.
car lot. I kick a tire.
You negotiate.
Yeah, it's almost like a dog peeing on a tire. I have to kick a
Exactly.
tire. So, but why do they pee on tires either? I don't know. So it's like it's a guy thing, isn't it?
But we want to make it a
Kick the
girl
tire.
thing
So-
or a mom thing.
And that's fantastic because one of the videos I watched, you had one of these vehicles has a built-in vacuum cleaner. That was fantastic.
Yes,
You
There's
showed me
so
that.
many cool things.
So
and that's
many.
most women, even women who are independent, successful females, they let their husband take care of the car purchase or the transaction. And it's
Yeah.
because they just don't feel comfortable. And these are women who run companies and they're very empowered women,
Yep.
but for some reason when it comes to an automotive purchase, a lot of times they pick what car we're going to buy, which dealership we're buying from, but when it comes to the transaction, they let their husband come in and do it, which is fine.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I think a lot of women want some resources and some help, and they'd like to just go take care of it themselves.
Well, at least learning a little bit what's going on just in case you're alone someday and don't have someone else to
Yeah.
depend on. Right?
Absolutely. Just to give you a little bit of empowerment so you can feel like you can go and do anything in that dealership.
Yeah. Well, so tell me, this sounds like a fantastic day every day when you're working. What's a typical day for you guys when you're doing Carolina Car Moms?
So when we're doing the Carolina Car Mom stuff, we're in there reviewing cars. We're just honestly having fun. We're messing around with each other, figuring out what seat fits where, throwing goldfish around, vacuuming them up. We're really just having fun. I mean, this has become a fun thing for
Yeah.
us. It's really not work.
It's become really fun, but a lot of times we are just enjoying the features because I personally don't have a $100,000 car.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that we were just in one that had heated and massaging seats. So I can really get behind that new technology, and we're just sitting in there trying
Yes.
to figure out all the cool stuff these cars
Now the
do
massaging
now.
seats, and I've never sat in a car like
Oh,
that.
it's very nice.
Is it too? It might be debated. It might be too relaxing, and you might go to sleep when you're going down the road.
I
right?
mean, 5 modes on a Grand Cherokee. I mean, you're in
Wow.
heaven. You're just driving down the road like, I don't ever want to get out of this car.
especially if it's heated or cooled or ventilated.
What is the long-term plan? Well, first of all, let's talk about what you're telling everybody when they ask you, what is Carolina Car Moms? If I come up and ask you, what is Carolina Car Moms? What's your short-term goal for it, and then what's the long-term goal for Carolina Car Moms?
I think we really want to empower women and moms to feel very strongly going into the car buying experience.
We also want to offer concierge car buying help. So
Yeah.
if you know what you want or you're not sure what you want and you need help, you need somebody to hold your hand, we'll hold your hand. It's a service that we'll provide.
Yeah, well, it's important though. When you show up to the dealership and you look like you know what you're talking about or
Absolutely.
done some research, they're not going to be able to walk over you, or maybe they'll treat you with a little bit more respect as well. When you look at, well, long term. So long term, what's the big plan for Carolina Car Moms?
I don't think we've really talked about it in depth. I think we want to see what happens and where it goes. We've had so much positive feedback.
We have. It's been really encouraging.
Very encouraging. A little bit overwhelming because there's already people that want help in the car buying process and they want us to go with them and make appointments for them and help them with the art of the deal and all that stuff. We do, but we're also moms.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's first and foremost.
That's a full-time job there, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's going to be putting the puzzle pieces together on how we can best make it work.
Absolutely.
So you've got some feedback already.
We have.
What do you think, if you can just, off the top of your head, what's the most impressive feedback that, in your mind, that you've got so far?
Oh my goodness.
I've had multiple people ask me how to buy the cars we've already reviewed.
Yeah.
There were a couple different ones, and we got messages and in person as well of people saying, I loved it, I'm sold, where can I go get this? Do you have a line on this?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Because it is a very intimidating process buying a car, because you really don't know if you're getting a good deal, you don't know if you got the right car, what's the track record on it. So you get to, basically you get to show people what it's like, and then people respond to you, and I'm sure down the road, if you get a lot of people saying, I've had a lot of trouble with that car, maybe you do an update and say, hey, we've got a lot of trouble, maybe recalls are coming in on this car. It's a good way to to keep informed with it for everybody, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we do plan to dig into service a little bit and let people know, you know, do you have to service at a dealership? Do you need to go to Jiffy Lube? You know, things of that sort. Do you need to buy an extended warranty? All of those things will come in time as we kind of get going with this whole Carolina Car Moms thing.
Now let's talk about in the past and now today and then in the future, what's been your philosophy about buying a car? Janet, we'll start with you.
I like
in the past.
Yeah, I like a good deal. So I don't want to go in and order a specific model, black on black. It has to be this. I like to be flexible, because if you're flexible, any dealer out there will tell you they can work with you. So if it's been sitting there a while, or it may not be the most desirable color, maybe it doesn't have the particular one little thing, you can negotiate on that one. You can
Some
wheel
people
and
want
deal.
that thing really bad, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if that one thing's important to you, then certainly order, wait. But my thing is, I want to feel good that I really got a good deal, so I will be very flexible in my purchases.
And I won't be as much. I work, you know, in the industry, so I know that if I wait, I can get what I want. And I've leased lately. I've leased several cars lately. So there's lots of different things, you know, features are important to me, color is important to me, all of that kind of thing is important. So it's good to have two different perspectives of it, and really dig into that.
As I've got older, I want what I want.
Right.
And so you don't want to go without one thing
Exactly.
and then drive down the road and see a car that has that thing you wanted.
Well, you'll regret it.
You always
know,
regret
you're
it.
spending all this money on something you want what you want.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
Yeah.
And it's color, just the options inside.
Absolutely.
I've got a built-in radar detector in my car, which is really
Yeah.
cool. And I want. If I didn't get it, I would wish I had it.
Absolutely.
So I know it's more money at the closing, but if you build a car you love, you won't be getting another car real soon. And that's
Right.
what happens to a lot of people. They don't love it, and within a year or two, they're upside down the car. They're trading it in for some other car. Now they're in that debt cycle, and it's a bad thing.
It is bad,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that we will talk to people about as well, is if you're stuck in a situation that is not good, there are ways to get out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better to wait it out, and sometimes it's better to get out while you can.
Absolutely.
And with the market the way it is right now, used cars are at an all-time high as far as values.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get out of something, it's a couple years old, now's the time
It's a good
to
time
do
to
it.
get out and get into
It's
something
a
new.
great
isn't it?
time to get out.
Yeah. Oh, unless you're buying a Corvette, because I read yesterday they're pre-ordering Corvettes.
Yeah.
You have to pre-order. $90,000 over stickers, what people are paying now.
Yeah, and that's something else that we're going to talk about
Yeah.
is, you know, how the new car market has inflated so much, and
Right.
how, you know, you are expected to pay more than sticker at these points, and what's a fair price, what's a fair trade value. We can help with all of that.
Right. All right. So I do a lot of reading. So and
Yeah.
some of the stuff I read probably isn't true. But it looks like California, I think by 2036, they want no gas-powered vehicles
All
on the
EV.
road.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary, because what if you just in 2034, and I guess we're going ahead a little bit, well, not too much
No.
in the future, you just bought a brand new gas-powered car, and now 2 years later they're telling you can't drive in California with that. I know other states won't adopt that right away. So let's say you're making a cross-country trip, leaving North Carolina, your gas-powered car, and you get to the border of California, what are they going to do? Shoot you?
That's a great
Not
question.
let you ride in there?
You know, it's the EV talk has become very political
yes.
for those reasons.
Yeah.
I think we could all agree we want a clean Earth. Like, great.
Yeah.
Right.
And years ago, Elon Musk got his start by going to the government and asking for money to build a clean energy vehicle.
Right.
And his story is really fabulous. And now he has so many competitors like VinFast, which is coming actually to our market soon. And they're going to be building that all electric car.
Is that the one in Chatham County that's going to be built?
Yes.
Yes. That's right down the road from us here.
It is.
Yeah.
And so the conversation, nobody knows exactly how it's going to work because
Right.
there's drawbacks. There's a lot of
100%.
pluses and minuses. And in a market like this, I drive around every day and I've never seen a charging station.
No.
I know they're there,
Yeah.
but I don't know where they are.
So I'm all for the environment, keeping the environment in order. But I mean, when you look at it, you say clean energy, but how clean is the energy when you have to get it from coal to turn it into electricity, to put it in a battery that you can't get rid of after you get I mean, when the battery goes bad,
Right.
what are you doing with these big batteries? So
Right.
I really wish we could come up with a different kind of technology that didn't have these gigantic batteries to depend on. Maybe something hydrogen-wise or something. But I guess this is the step here, and I don't know how long it's going to take until we get better technology. I bought my wife a Tesla last year, Tesla Y, and she gets about 300 miles per charge up.
I've driven them several times,
Yeah.
and every time I've driven one, I keep my eye on the battery, and
Yeah.
I'm so nervous that I'm going to run out and not have a charging station. I mean, what do you do if you don't have one and you're, on the side of
I know.
540
We can
with no
talk about that.
charging?
Psychologists
so
have they've already
nerve-wracking.
defined a term for that too. I forget what it's
Yes.
called, but when you're always worried about running out of the
Yes.
battery, because with the gas, you always know there's a filling
There's
station
a
on the
gas
next corner.
station right there.
Yeah, so we need a lot more charging stations if
lot
we're going to do
more.
that. We need a lot of more Buc-ee's out there with charging stations. Now, I've never been to Buc-ee's, but my friend
I've
did.
never been to a
And he
Buc-ee's.
sent a picture, and there's like 80 gas pumps outside, and there's a big Walmart kind of convenience store right there too. So, have you ever heard of Buc-ee's?
I've never heard of that my whole
Down
life.
in
I've
Dillon,
seen it all
South
over
Carolina, there's
social
one now, I
media.
guess.
Really?
Mhm.
I've
They're
never heard of it.
gigantic, and I think what they're doing now is because they know you're going to be spending a lot of time charging your car, so they got a big shopping center for you to go waste a lot of money where you're waiting 2 or 3 hours or however long it is to charge your battery.
And then, think about that. You're driving somewhere, you're low on battery, and then you're going to be delayed an hour
Yeah.
to get enough battery to get to where
I
you're
know.
going.
The battery needs to be about 10 times smaller because it's really heavy now, and it needs to have about 10 times more ability to go. So 3,000 miles would be nice per charge up. Then you want to be looking at the gauge.
Yeah,
the whole
you're
time.
not as nervous.
Right. The technology that is coming down the road, I don't know how soon it's going to be, smart road technology, where the road itself will charge the car when you're going down there.
That would be amazing.
It'll be a special
Can you
lane. You have to
imagine?
pay a toll lane kind of thing, but in that lane, your car will be constantly charging.
Will
that's
that
a
be
neat
in our
thing.
lifetime?
It's nanotechnology, and
Probably
who knows?
in our kids' lifetime.
Yeah.
It's coming to the
It's
problem
true.
is putting the roads down. And so
Yeah.
it's no fun when they're putting new roads in because it makes it inconvenient for you when they're
For
doing it
everybody.
because they go down to one lane from 4, that kind of thing. So, so electric cars, you guys are going to do a lot of reviews on that going forward too, I bet, huh?
We are.
Yeah.
We've already done some Tesla stuff, but we are going to keep digging in. Rivian trucks are on our list, and as many EVs as we can get our hands on.
And we've done several hybrids so far. And that's the thing that people don't know. The new Toyota Tundra is a hybrid engine this year in the 22 model. And a lot of guys are like, there's no way I want that, a hybrid truck.
Yeah.
And that's, not masculine, won't tow. They're wrong because you have instant power
Yeah.
on a hybrid
Right.
powertrain.
Yep.
So those little misconceptions, a lot of people would rather have, as soon as you step on the gas, you're blasting off
Right.
in that hybrid engine. But most people don't think that. They were like,
No, most people just don't know.
no.
So
They-
what have you thought about the hybrid cars compared to gas combustible engines?
I love them for people who are on the road a lot. People like me, I drive to carpool, I drive to Target.
Not
I
much.
drive home.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think the long-term savings for someone like me would be that great. But for a road warrior,
Yes. I mean, think about it. You get 30 miles of hybrid, then your gas engine cuts on, or, it may be more than 30 miles per
Yeah.
gallon of the hybrid technology, but at least it's saving a portion of it,
Right.
and then you recharge and keep
Well,
it
to
going.
me, yeah, it'd be great if you could have an engine in there that would recharge your battery while you're going down the road
That
for
would
that,
be even
right?
cooler. Ooh,
Plus, you wouldn't be
there's an
looking at the
idea.
gauge anymore. You wouldn't be looking at the gauge all the time because
Right.
you know you have the backup.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend in college. Her mom had a Jaguar that had 2 gas tanks. So you never worried about running out of money because you
Oh, I
had
need
2 gas
that.
tanks.
I need that in my
Problem
life.
is when you went to the gas station, you
was
got to fill up 2 gas
expensive,
tanks.
yeah.
Well, and now at $5 a gallon, that's going to be tricky.
Not much fun.
Yeah.
So finally, we'll wrap this up, but you guys have done a fantastic job so far, and we look forward to seeing you in the future and building this up to
Thank
USA
you.
car moms. That'd
We're
be nice.
excited.
Yeah.
But now, this is spur of the moment,
Okay.
but of all the cars out there, what would your next car be if there was no limit on cost?
Oh, okay. Is it a mom car, like a fun road?
Whatever you want. I mean, maybe the kids can, sit in the back seat in the convertible.
I know my answer.
Go.
Go ahead.
I would have 2. I would have a Lamborghini Urus as my SUV, like mom car,
Okay.
which is not really a mom car, but and then I would have a Rolls Royce Dawn to just drive around on the weekends.
Sounds like a good plan. How about you, Jana?
She's so fancy. I am much more down to earth. I want the new Toyota Sequoia that's coming out. It has a full 3rd row, has a hybrid engine, and then I would get just a cute little 2-door Maserati to drive around when I don't have my kids.
Oh, so both of you guys want 2, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I do with my
why not?
daughter.
If we're going for
I tell my daughter she can have anything she wants, and then one thing, and then she gets 3 things. So
That's how it
That's
goes.
how that works.
to me, I'd want a Bentley, just because I've never had a Bentley, and
yeah.
it just looks cool. But the
Yeah.
only problem there is no matter where you park your car, it's a brand new car, really nice. You want to park it way away from everybody. Nobody anywhere near you. You parked it, you go inside. When you come out, what's happening?
You need a can opener to
There's
get
about
in it.
20 cars around
Yes,
there.
as far
there's
away as
nobody
you
on. You
park.
walk by a bunch of blank spaces, and there's your car surrounded by other cars. It always happens.
It does.
It's almost
Yeah.
like a magnet, isn't it?
Yes.
Any final words?
What do you think? Thank you for having us. We're really
Yes.
excited for see where this all goes.
You guys do. I
We're
really
very
love the
excited.
way you go through the cars and trucks and under the hood and all the kind of stuff you
Yeah.
do that people like you would look at, like me too. I mean, we all would look at different things, but you guys both look at different things yourself. But
Yeah.
you were fascinated by the vacuum cleaner, I could tell.
I was. And
Jana
that's
was-
coming
I
up
was
next
too.
week.
Yes, Jana was throwing goldfish. I mean, like she was 5 years old. throwing
Yeah,
goldfish.
and then you scooped it all up.
And
Now,
then
where
you
was-
vacuum it up. That's
with the
amazing.
vacuum cleaner in that, was it, what was it? Which one had the vacuum cleaner
A
again?
Chrysler Pacifica. So
Okay.
some of the vans have, vacuum, stow and go seating. I mean, just such cool
Seats that
features.
move around in different configurations. We're never going to be minivan moms, probably, but I can appreciate the
I can appreciate it
convenience.
too.
So is it like a cruise ship at sea when they just dump their tanks out on the ocean, open ocean when you vacuum, or where does it go? Is it a
We've
vacuum
got a
cleaner
video.
bag
You'll
in
have
there?
to follow us and
Yes,
check
follow
out our
us and
Instagram.
check it out.
Where it goes?
Yes,
we'll
where
show
the
you.
trash goes.
See where the trash goes.
See where the trash goes.
Jana and Emily, Carolina Car Moms. Folks, give it a watch. See what you think.